I'm very low down for this one. I look like I'm peering over a wall. Hi. Um, I think the phone's leaned back a bit. Here we are. This fucking table. It's not even a table. I won't even bore you with it. It's not even a table. If it was a table, I would have gone on about it. Fuck. But what's that in the bloody way? Things I do for art. Get out of the fucking way. Right, there we go. Why is everything so fucking annoying today? Oh my god, it has been a difficult day. It really has. I have suddenly realised, today, it might have been because I shaved my beard off. But it's not. It's like I've suddenly lost my weight. I was putting a lot of bulk on, not a lot, but I was looking alright. And it's alright, I know what it is, it's because I'm fucking dancing for about 3 hours a day. It's obvious, I've been burning loads more calories. So, and I've been weight training a bit less. And I've been eating, but not to bulking standards. But it's just, I don't like it. I start to not like me when I look too thin. Just do. Just do. It's one of those things that men aren't allowed to go through. And whatever, I'm not allowed to go through anything. Everything that I fucking feel isn't real. Apparently. It's fucking annoying. It's annoying. It's fundamentally one of the biggest reasons I don't like talking about any shit like this. Because it's basically get people just telling you to pretend it's not happening. That's the only way it ever makes sense. And you think, do you honestly think I haven't tried that? Anyway, let's make that point again and again and again. Why don't you, Mikey? I'm just in the not grooviest of spaces. I've done my DJ mix today. Dear. It's the only time, I just checked on the calendar, it's not going to happen again until September 21. But when the Wednesday is the third Wednesday of every month, and that almost never falls before the 16th. It's only when the Wednesday is on the 1st is on the Wednesday. And so when I first, they said if your mix is after the 16th, it needs to be in by the 11th. And everyone else has made the same mistake as me as well. So I literally started looking at it last night, and I'd written a playlist down which I totally abandoned. I completely did something totally different. It's just quite a dubby, trashy sort of thumper. It's not perfect, but I don't mind that because it's in with the style of it. It's just pumping. It just starts pumping, and I quite often try and do a bit of a journey with it. That's what the whole show is supposed to be about, is a journey through all the different styles of techno. But I kept it banging and quite dubby, but it is still a lot of different styles of techno in there. There's a lot of different tunes in there. It'll do. It'll have to do because she needs it in. But it's still buffering, but not rendering at the moment. So I'll do it in the morning. Write fucking track list. She just put as soon as possible. It was like this morning. I was like, I'll get it done by tonight. It was like I didn't lie. It's just not going to be there till the morning because my head's in fucking bits again. Because I had, oh god, so what put me? I've had to do like 6 takes on it as well. It just becomes a total chore. My back is killing me. It's like after every tune, I'm crouching down and going, fucking hell, just stretching and then arching and rubbing my back. This just isn't fucking fun. Do you know what's another thing that just makes me think, yeah, work would be a fucking laugh, let alone my mental state the way it is. And just to stand and just to be there, standing and moving a little bit. You don't have to move much when you're DJing. And I can't fucking do that for more than like an hour. I'm just, But what set me off, what set me back is I wanted to train. And then I was dawdling a bit after my conversation with the Bloopster, and I went and ate some food. I actually put a post on the Boring group, and I had some interaction with it. That did take up. There was about 7 or 8 people made comments, and I was replying to them all. And that took up a lot of time. And then I didn't have time to train. And then my key worker phoned at 2:30, and I wasn't in a great space when I was talking to her. I did realise that she was letting me go on a bit, because I thought we were over, so we must be over time. Or I think I looked at my watch. That was it. I looked at my watch and it was 3:30. But then I thought she'd be wrapping up in a minute. And then I thought, oh no, she won't, because she was a bit late. And then about 2 minutes into the call, she went, "I'm really sorry. Can I call you back in 5 minutes?" And she has she had an email. She said, "I've just had an email that it's I won't be able to settle. It set my head off. Can I go and just reply to it because it's quite urgent?" Oh yeah, do whatever. But we didn't actually finish till like nearly 4:30. But she was actually asking me questions and chatting on. She wasn't, because she's very good. She's learned that sometimes she needs to go, Mikey, like that. She needs to say it, and you know, so I've regressed her out of the politeness and waiting and just giving me that time, because like sometimes you can do that with me, and sometimes it's like, just don't do that with me. And then other times you can try and do whatever you fucking like, because I'm not even aware that I'm fucking talking. But I then progressed her to several Mikeys. That's one of those things actually, that when I say I heard you saying it, this is that memory thing I go on about. It's like, I heard you say it. Well, if you could hear me, then why didn't you stop on the first one? And I'm like, because I can hear them, but they don't register. It's like I don't remember them until afterwards. But then I remember them as if they'd had. It's weird. Anyway, she wasn't doing that. She was chatting back to me about all sorts of stuff. And she was a bit surprised at my med. She was like, "That's a lot to go up." I said, "Is it?" I don't think so, because the maximum dose is about 100 or 120, and this is only like, so it's half of that. I was always just above half with the other meds I was on, above half of what the maximum was. So just looking at that, and what they used to do was titrate me up. I can't remember. I made a video at the time. Well, I think it's like 20 to 40 is the starting dose. That's like the try it dose. So it's perfectly normal. It's perfectly normal. And you know, when I said that I asked him for more, that's not technically true. I was going to. I knew I was going to. And he just said, "How are you getting on with the Elvans?" He chatted about a few things. Said, "How are you getting on with the Elvans?" And I said, "They worked really well for about a week and a half." That's the truth. That's the fucking truth. And now I know when I haven't had them. He's like, "Okay, what happens then?" Because obviously he's talking about, you know, what's going on when you forget them, because you can get a few issues. And I said, "They either get really sleepy or I get really hectic." And like, you know, both of those are consistent with, like, you know, there's 3 monoamines involved in ADHD, and they all interact with each other. So by raising one, it has an effect on the other 2. So then by just raising it and then taking it away, that one could be high or that one could be high. And when one's high, the other one's low. That's why you can get sleepy. You know what I mean? It's fucking complex. Neurology is excessively complex. You need to be like Dr. Clever and then some to understand it. The bits I've studied of it, you know, the journals, like, I know what they're referring to. I don't know what's happening. I can't fucking apply it anywhere. I can basically understand what they're saying happens, but I don't really know what they're on about. But they are consistent with my body now becoming used to it. Because when you remove it, there's a change. There's a change in my, you know, neurological, my hormonal communication, the way that my body ticks over. So it's that is again consistent with, that's why it's not working anymore, because, you know, you raise it, the body doesn't know it's not normal. It's like, hang on, why is that dopamine so high? And it regulates everything else to match it. It's, you know, the same as what happens with heroin withdrawal. Is the heroin makes you go, "Nyeh," and your body doesn't know that you want to go, "Nyeh," so it goes, "Nyeh," and it revs up the other half of your sympathetic nervous system. It revs that up. So when you take the drug away, there's nothing making you sleepy anymore. So there's the other bit of you still running too fast. So you get goosebumps and dilated pupils and shivers, and all of those symptoms are caused by one fucking hormone, noradrenaline. Because of the lack of the presence of heroin keeping the body suppressed. So it's a similar sort of effect. It's just there's a stimulant involved and you take it away. So they are both consistent with, and he said, so do you think it's dosing? I said, well, there's certainly a good reason to suspect that in the light of what's going on. I mean, he knows that I know my shit a little bit, and he talks to me like that. It's sort of more on the level. And he said, well, yeah. And he said, when are you next getting some? It's tomorrow, actually. You know, so if you can write me one now and put it at the front desk, I can pick it up in the morning, and then I'll take that to my chemist where my bag will be waiting for me. I'll say, oh yeah, and them. And then I don't know how much he put it up by, and he'd already made the decision. He said, I'll put you up with another 20. Like, right, good. So tomorrow I'm going to try it, and it does work straight away. It does work straight away. So I'm going to neck the fucking bastards when I get out of the chemist. Literally just stand outside. Shall I make a big deal out of it? I won't actually, because that is the sort of where that chemist was. There was some right wrong uns that used to go there, and they moved around to the posh bit. But that particular surgery, I've heard of people getting mugged for fucking drugs before. And fucking try that shit, I'll kill them. I will fucking destroy them. But anyway, what am I up to now? 11:33. That was a very good number to look at the time at. It's probably time I started wrapping this shit up. But yeah, it's been a very difficult day. Like long phone call, not a very long one to the doctor, but then I made a video, and then just sloppiness, and a very long and difficult phone call, and then trying to tune my head into music, and then just making fuck up after fuck up. But what I've done, I've just had a scan through it. It's fucking cool. I actually like it. I'm happy with it. There was a couple of little effect things that when I did them, I thought, oh, it's going to sound too amateurish. They don't really. They're all right. I don't mind a couple of little beats not lining up, because then it's real. I'm doing it by fucking hand. So all the shit that sounds crisp as fuck, I'm doing that too. So yeah, that's going out on, was provided it's okay to do it. That's going out on the 15th. Week on Wednesday, that will be going out. Anyway, yeah, I'll shut the fuck up, and I will be making more videos. Shall I make a video when I'm like coming up on it? I probably will.